As we get older, you and I, we think we have to get spiritual. We don't have to get spiritual, or you'll start be play acting that you're good. This is the time to deal with your humanity, because God works through nature. God works with our nature. He doesn't work with angelicness. And when a person fakes it and doesn't want to look at some of the stuff that's coming up, when they get older, I'm 84, when you get older, then the important thing is you're going to stop the process. And so you'll end up with cosmetic spirituality. You'll look good, but what's underneath all that makeup needs to be dealt with, not the makeup that you have on spiritually. Am I making sense? Sure. Do not be afraid of what surfaces. Please don't. And if all of a sudden you begin to realize something, that what you thought was your honesty, which really was nastiness, or what you thought was your hesitancy, which is really a desire to have God carry you more, see the wisdom really of the things that you will surface in your life. This is a very important time. Father Thomas makes a wonderful comment about the fact, actually, that a lot takes place in the dying process. And we're dying. We're always dying. But near the end, in a certain sense, how people will say, I'm going downhill. Isn't that wonderful? You're going faster now. You're going fast. You don't have to pedal as much. I've watched some of the folks with these hills in Portland. They're coming down the hill, and I just laugh to myself, because I just came from the other direction of the car, and I know what's around the bend. They're going to be shifting it into all sorts of gears to get to the top, and what have you. So it's nice at the end that it speeds up, because the process speeds up. And you deal with stuff more in the end of your life. So we were born spiritual. And we want to catch that. That's why it's kind of nice, as you get older, you get childlike. You get childlike. You get giddy and laugh about the simplest things, for goodness sakes. You take things in stride, You begin to appreciate everything around you without the commentary of your age. You begin to need more help. I would say in the last few years of my life, I'm asking for more help than I ever did before, and I'm receiving it. People in the rectory where I live, the pastor says, "Okay, I'll carry your bags up. I'll carry your bags up." And a few years ago, I would say, "Oh, no, I can handle it. Carry my bags up." I'm happy that you're carrying the bags up. Do you understand what I mean? You open to be helped. And that wonderful song, it's you're the wind under my wings, you begin to realize I don't have to be the fourth person of the Blessed Trinity anymore. I'm exhausted, for goodness sakes, being the fourth person of the Blessed Trinity. I'm more open to something, being helped and being assisted and what have you along the way. And how we're going to end up, if we live out the normal pattern of moving towards death, they're going to be cleaning us up. They're going to be wiping the stuff around our mouth. They're going to be saying, well, God only knows what they're going to be saying, why doesn't she go faster, for goodness sake? You might be there saying, I wish God would take me, and everybody in the whole community saying, I wish God would take her. Answer her prayer, for goodness sake. So there's this wonderful, wonderful ending that takes place in life. To enjoy it, and not worry about the interruptions. There's an old saying, your interruptions are God's work in your day, not your plans. know, when all of a sudden you find, I hope there's a lot of days that you go to work, go to sleep at night, and you say, I didn't get everything done today that I was supposed to. Because if you say that I got everything done every day, then in a certain sense you're missing little surprises. You're missing little winks that take place. You're getting upset about the fact of being interrupted by someone who calls you at a particular time. Or in the store, you know, you all of a sudden dilly-dallied with one of your friends who you haven't seen in a while, and you didn't get, not only did you get everything done, you forgot half the stuff that you went in for, and you know you should put a list, you know. I need a list now. I'm amazed. I see my brother, I need to have his name, you know, on my hand, just to make sure, you know, I don't embarrass myself. Haven't you found yourself as you got older that all of a sudden you're talking to someone who you know very well and you can't think of their name? Isn't that wonderful? I mean, and you let it go, you know, you don't all of a sudden get yourself upset about it, you know. You're finished with being perfect, you're now being human, allowing God to work. I don't know how I got off on this, but I'm going to say period at the moment, and we'll now have the official opening. All right, okay.